Brothers, well, the Jimmy Kimmel show may not have been syndicated, so a lot of people didn't see it. But that didn't stop the left from going online and gloating that Jimmy Kimmel got his show back. Guys, our terrorism won. Yeah, that's what they're cheering. You know, these ABC studios, these stations, were being terrorized by the left, including somebody who shot into one of these studios. And that's something that Tim Pool covered and a lot of other people covered. Not the mainstream media so much, but it happened. The left is the party of terrorism, of violence. If we don't get our way, we are going to use violence on you. And the reality is that they care more about Jimmy Kimmel getting his poorly rated, shitty show back than they do about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Jimmy Kimmel should have been fired. He should have stayed fired. But their terrorism worked. And so I'm here to be the voice of reason for the right. What needs to happen is these people that have gloated over the death of Charlie Kirk, the assassination of him, these people that have gone after his wife. Oh man, you should have seen Hassan Piker's chat when Hassan was going over the speech for Erica Kirk at the memorial. It was one of the most loathsome things I've ever seen. Where they were talking about, I can't even say it. Like, it was the most vulgar, disgusting shit. But that's who these people are. These are the most tribal people. They're in a cult. Tim Pool is right. These people are in a cult. And the way that you deal with a cult is you don't affirm it. You don't treat it as though it's an equal. You stomp it out of existence. You crush it. And honestly, I think that's the solution to the left. The left is pro-violence unless it happens to them. So use violence against them. Not individual violence, not vigilante violence, not an individual fighting an individual. No, it has to come from the federal government. Law enforcement. Law enforcement needs to crack down on these people. And it needs to be a thing of, it's so onerous and it's so brutal that maybe it gets through the mentally ill, retarded, degenerate brains of these malformed freaks. Because these people are so comfortable with violence because they've never experienced it. And maybe a cop cracking them over the head with a baton as they're resisting, you can't tell me, bam! I mean, what are we doing here? We're told that we need to lower the temperature. They assassinated Charlie. He's dead. They then mocked his death. Lowering the temperature, these people have raised the temperature to the point where they joke about conservatives being murdered. Destiny, when that firefighter at the Trump rally was shot, Destiny mocked him. Destiny said, I would mock my own mother if she died at one of these things. These subhuman demons, they need to be dealt with and addressed in a very real and a very systemic way. It can't come from the individual. I've maintained that the entire time. It can't be that you decide, okay, I'm going to go into business for myself. No, as a society, we have to come together and empower the government to go after these people with full force. It should be a concerted effort to put these people behind bars or to put them in a padded cell. But here we have the opening monologue for Jimmy Kimmel, and I just got to warn you, this is one of the most obnoxious, pathetic, and ridiculous things I've ever seen. It is infuriating. Because this is a guy that has been in favor of censorship if it's conservatives or people on the left that have stepped out of line, namely Roseanne Barr. This guy was in favor of Roseanne Barr losing her job. The fact is that Jimmy Kimmel said something so vile and disgusting, making light of Charlie Kirk's assassination, and doing so in a way where he was trying to stoke tensions by blaming it on the right. But the fact is that it's always the left. The left is the party of terrorism, the party of violence, the party of malevolent entities. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know that these people on the left, that they celebrate and they're gleeful about Charlie Kirk's death. They're glad that it happened. Even people, streamers. I did a video on NMPLOL and soda poppin'. I mean, these are fairly mainstream content creators, right? Sort of. And they were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. They were. Like, guys, I can understand it from both sides. Yeah, Soda Poppin' went on some rant against conservative content creators. Oh, guys, they're all grifters. Yeah, you're talking about Charlie Kirk being assassinated in cold blood. And this guy's only thing was, yeah, Republicans are bad. These people are fucking evil. And they need to be dealt with. And I don't know why, after all the things they've done, all the lawfare, all the criminality, I don't know why our government isn't doing more to go after these people, because they should. They should absolutely be using every tool at their disposal to go after these people on the left. That's my opinion. That's my take. Yeah, these people are the enemy. I understand many of them may just be there clapping because they're told to, but the fact is that Jimmy Kimmel was fired rightfully. Advertisers were pulling out rightfully because Jimmy Kimmel went on there and lied about the assassination, tried to make it about Donald Trump. This guy deserves to be in fucking jail. I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
As we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report, I'm happy to be here tonight with you. I am not in the world over the last 6 days. Everyone I have ever met has reached out 10 or 11 times. Weird characters from my past. The guy who fired me from my first radio job in Seattle, where we are not airing tonight, by the way. Sorry, Seattle. His name is Larry. In 1989, Larry tried to force me to do a bit called Jokes for Donuts, where people would call in with a joke and I would give them donuts. I refused to do it, and then I made a lot of fun of Larry for suggesting it, and eventually Larry fired me, and I had to move back in with my parents. But even he wrote in to cheer me up. Thank you, Larry, and I want to thank everyone who checked in.
Yeah, it's a sickness. It's a cult. Jimmy Kimmel was in the wrong. What he did was fucking evil. And just to remind you that right after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, this guy got on his program, lied about the killer's motivation, that he was a MAGA Republican. And the fact is, here's the way that I break that down. We know the shooter wasn't right-wing. We know he wasn't MAGA. We know that he was a left-wing activist. We know that he was somebody that was, dating a transgender furry, somebody who's gay, somebody who was of the left. His own parents affirm that. His friends affirm that. The boyfriend affirmed that. He was of the left. Now, to say that he's MAGA, okay, I think that's pretty distasteful. But the fact is that Jimmy Kimmel and people like him did not for 1 second address that the left had been cheering the death of Charlie Kirk. Cheering it. Video after video after video after video after... there were too many videos to even count. There were so many videos that there are compilations that are now getting to like an hour long of these short little clips. I mean, it's ongoing. Of people celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Evil. Genuine evil. And they wanted to blame it on the right. Well, it wasn't the right that was celebrating. The right was mourning. This guy wasn't right wing. He was far to the left. And these fucking animals didn't have any of the requisite mental faculties or maturity to really evaluate, like, hey, maybe we've gone too far. No, they want to be able to commit crime, commit violence, and then blame it on other people. These people are freaks and they need to be dealt with in the harshest possible way. And so we take a look at these fucking ghouls. Like, this is just ridiculous. Angelina Jolie says, I don't even recognize my country under Trump. Really, you don't? Yeah, enforcing the laws. You don't recognize it anymore. Enforcing the laws. The left is so insane that they just killed Charlie Kirk and you want to blame it on Trump. By the way, this is a woman that was so desperate to virtue signal that she would go to other countries and basically steal kids from there and bring them over here to be basically a pet. You know, okay, guys, I'm going to Indonesia today. I'm going to bring back one of them. Fucking ridiculous.
And, but I don't at this time recognize my country.
Then leave.
And I think that's, but I've always lived internationally.
Yeah, so you're a globalist, Hollywood degenerate piece of shit. I mean, we all know Angelina Jolie's past with Brad Pitt and taking her from, Jennifer Aniston and that whole thing. But, I've always lived internationally. Well, then get the fuck out of my country. What the hell are we... Like, I keep asking, what are we doing? These people should not be allowed in the country. Why do we have to live... Like, who told us that we have to live this way with these fucking heathens? These people that are anti-God, these people that are degenerate to the extreme, these people that have these values that do not align with America's values. Why do we have to live with these people? These people that have made everything worse, and then want to blame it on Trump after Charlie Kirk was just assassinated. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Jimmy Kimmel was removed, rightfully, for saying one of the most vile things, but this woman doesn't see it as vile because she agrees with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. All these people do, except for maybe like Chris Pratt and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Most of these people agree with what happened to Charlie Kirk because they didn't like what he had to say. These are the people that did those cringe videos about, guys, you got to get out there for Kamala.
My family's international, my friends, my life, my worldview is equal, united, international.
So you're not an American. You're not an American. You don't value America's values. International values. Have you seen the UK? Have you seen Germany? Have you seen Australia? Holy shit. We don't want international values. International values are fucking garbage. We don't want international values. We want America first. America first means Americans first. We have our own values. We value the freedom of speech. We value the Second Amendment. Now, you don't. The left doesn't, which is my case for why they shouldn't have them. They don't value them. They try to take them away from other people. That's all they do. The left exists to try to take rights away from other people. The ones that they disagree with, and if they can't do that, then they're going to take your life and then mock you for it.
So anything, anywhere, that divides or, of course, limits personal expressions and freedoms and from
Have you seen the UK?
anyone, I think is very dangerous. And
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel should have been fired. Not only should he be fired, he should be persona non grata. unless you're in a cult of deranged mentally ill freaks.
I think these are such serious times that we have to be careful not to say things casually. So I'll be careful during a press conference, but to say that, of course, like all of you and everyone watching, these are very, very heavy times we're all living.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Just weak. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Devastated. When your film industry is composed by rapists, misogynists, pedophiles, alcoholics, and drug addicts, but you keep telling people how to behave and vote. Yeah. Maybe, Angela, most of us don't live like you. Privileged and in a bubble where you can afford everything. You can afford to live under a progressive government, but the rest of us can't. That's true. Why do actors, people whose main purpose is faking emotions, think? Yeah, that's another valid point. Hey, look, celebrity opinions. So yeah, people are absolutely roasting her because a celebrity should shut the fuck up. They really should. Like, oh, I have the freedom of speech. Yeah, you do, and we have the freedom of speech to roast you into oblivion because your opinions are dog shit. Anyway, brothers, that's going to do it for today's video. Jimmy Kimmel's return was an embarrassment. The left is coping with this. His ratings are an all-time low. The syndicated partners didn't air his show. So they're all coping. They're all playing this game. And the fact is that the left cared more about Jimmy Kimmel getting his show back than Charlie Kirk being assassinated, which is fucking evil, and shows you how demonic these people are. You don't hate these people enough. That's the reality. Oh, we should lower the temperature. Really? Yeah, we always need to lower the temperature when the left commits violence. Yeah, when the left commits violence, then we need to lower the temperature. When the right commits violence, when somebody from the right, then we need to ramp up everything. We need protests in the streets, new legislation. We need to go full hog. But when it's somebody on the left, when the left assassinates Charlie Kirk, then we need to pull back. We need to lower the temperature. No, we need to ramp up the temperature. We need to crush the left, stomp them out of existence. These people need to be in jail, or they need to be in a padded cell. The people that are out there making everything worse for innocent, normal people, these people need to be punished with the full weight of the federal government and the full weight of the law. They need to wield that hammer to crush these people. That would be restoring order. Because we don't have to live this way. We just don't. There is a better way. And it's under Trump or next Vance using the government to go after people that would try to target the innocent. Charlie Kirk was innocent. He didn't do anything to anyone. His words are what got him into trouble because the left can't argue. Anyway, brothers, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time.